Academy of Sciences in San Francisco, California. And I think the needs for PPR right now is to have a network of people that can offer advice and just a support group. It could be in form of a yearly conference or continuing to do the work that Cornell Lebaveau has been doing with the Citizen Science Central website.
So my name is Rochelle Haddock. I'm with the Mistakis Institute at the University of Calgary. And I think the PPSR movement needs a common language. I think we need to embrace a term that we can all use and a term that's applicable outside the walls of this conference hall, a term that resonates with people, because that's what this is all about.
So I'm Melissa Itzel, and I'm a graduate student at UC Berkeley in the Department of Environmental Science, Policy, and Management. And I really liked, near the end of the last session, we had a question about graduate students getting in trouble taking too long if they do community-based participatory research. And I think that really gets to one aspect of it. It's really difficult for graduate students to do this kind of work. And in fact, I have been interested in citizen science the entire time I've been a graduate student, and I haven't really found a way to fit it into my dissertation. So it's something that I think if we can either find a way to make it more accessible to grad students and maybe less, I don't want to say risky because research is always risky, but if there's a way to make that easier, I think that will really help bring a lot of resources into the group. So that's my thought.
My name is Dennis Martinez. I live in the beautiful Klamath Mountains of Northwest California. And what PBRS needs now is a good question. I work in the indigenous area, and I think that more attention needs to be paid to local people in indigenous communities because they know a lot about their place. And many scientists recognize this. There's a growing minority that talk to indigenous experts now, but a whole lot more can be done in that area, especially with policy changes. Sometimes it doesn't go beyond the research or the scientific article in the journals. So we need to get to the policy level to change that. That's what's lacking.
My name is Vanessa Hunt, and I'm with Central Washington University. I also work with the University of Washington, Tacoma. I believe what we need now for public participation in scientific research is a better sense of who's doing what, more integration in the field, so we know who our fellows and colleagues and where other efforts are and what they are achieving, and also better access to data. That was touched upon in the conference this morning. I'm very much afraid that much of the low-end data, valuable low-end data, becomes lost.
My name is Johnston McIntosh, and I'm a graduate student at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, the Nelson Institute for Environmental Studies. And I work with a small nonprofit called the Sauk Prairie Conservation Alliance. And I think what we need from PPSR is how to link our small projects like I'm doing with citizen scientists at the Badger Army Ammunition Plant. How do we link their project up to larger projects? We're trying to monitor invasive plant species at the Badger plant, and we really want to know how our results compare to others. So how can we be part of this larger picture?
My name is Carrie Seltzer. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and what I'm really interested in seeing is the direction that PPSR takes with regards to evaluating the outcomes that of the people that are participating and collecting all of this fabulous data for us.
Okay, so I think I'm Ben Eldridge. I'm with the Civil and Nature Center, and what I think the field of PPSR needs is better integration among those of us who are collecting the data out in the field. I personally am from a smaller organization we've got a lot of citizen science that's going on, but our data doesn't really get out there to the world, and so I think we need to see more of that. But also, I work a lot with rural landowners, ranchers out in South Texas, and I'd like to see that we create some sort of model whereby they could maybe report their survey data when they do analysis on their land to see about how well their land is recovering from a grazing practice, for example. Report that back to a centralized database so that we're learning more about best stewardship practices. There's a lot of growth, but I also see that we're going to probably make this happen in the next 10 years. We're going to see a big consilience, and I'm looking forward to being part of that.